So guys, I'm afraid to say the unbeaten streak has finally ended for us. We did eventually get beaten, and we have also had some transfer action with the squad. We've had some new signings and some players leaving. Let's find out who in this episode. So then guys, welcome back to the Stones Rolling On Up, and now to episode 43 of our series. Now if you missed last episode, I'd highly recommend going and watching it. But before I get into any spoilers or anything like that, there is a link right above me here on the screen, so if you do want to go and take a look at what happened last episode when we faced off against Newport County and Port Vale, then you can do so just by clicking on that link. But guys, as I've just said, we have eventually lost our unbeaten streak, unfortunately. We played off against what at the time was second place Cambridge, and they did beat us. We very nearly didn't lose, but I'll come to that in a minute. Before we get into the schedule, let's take a look at who has joined and who has left. So we have had one sale. I did mention last episode we may have to sell some players because of the fact that financially we're not doing that well. And currently, at the 21st of January anyway, we've only sold one player, and it is the goal supremo himself in Mark McGuinness. He has finally left. There was a big bid in the summer of about £400,000 from Larne in Northern Ireland, but McGuinness turned it down and didn't want to go. And then a bid came in now for McGuinness from Doncaster, and considering the fact his contract was running down and things like that, I kind of felt I had to accept it. So he has left. He's gone to Doncaster for £175,000, possibly rising to £215,000, and unfortunately, as I say, he has now left. It's also worth noting actually that I am having to pay some of his contract really annoyingly. He wouldn't budge and we needed the money, so I just kind of took it and ran away basically. We have though signed two other centre-backs for the squad, and I am looking to bring in another midfielder on loan. But the two players we have brought in, firstly is Lasana Abua, I believe how you pronounce it. I actually signed him just before the transfer window began from Curzon Ashton. He's a regen and a very decent young centre-back. Essentially, he's going to come in and probably just be a straight swap for McGuinness. He's very tall. He is a left footer as well, which is very handy. And he's a very good centre-back at 18 years of age. So I'm really chuffed with this signing. He's got brilliant mentals for 18. And as I say, very, very good player. He can also randomly play right back, but not left back. Yet he's very much a left-footed player. So I don't really understand that. But he's never going to play on either full-back. He's just going to be a centre-back for us anyway. So we don't need to worry about that. But that's Lasana, and he's essentially our first choice left centre-back now instead of what was McGuinness. The other signing we brought in is a player to kind of compete with Lasana and possibly to play with him as well. I don't know as of yet. In Lilian Brassier. He's a French centre-back, was formerly at Stade Rennais in Ligue 1, has played quite a few times for their reserve side, barely played for the first team. And he comes in as a very decent left-back, not on a huge amount of money. He only wants to kind of be an impact sub-fringe player. So overall, very chuffed with his deal. He's better than what we had in McGuinness. You compare his attributes. So overall, an improvement on a backup player. So very pleased with that. And he's also on less money as well, which is really handy. So they're the signings so far. And in terms of how we've been getting on the league, though, we haven't been doing particularly well, unfortunately. Of course, we did lose our unbeaten streak, but we also, since last episode, have only won one game. That is it. We played straight after Newport. We played away at Cheltenham. We beat them 2-1. A very comfortable game, really. Although it was only 2-1 on the scoreline, it could have been a lot more. And we actually got both goals from Sam McCallum, the left back. We then went and played Exeter at home, and we got quite lucky to even get a point in this. Exeter were the better side, hands down, and it was a 1-1 draw after a Canas goal. But annoyingly in this game, Jan Dander got injured and he's only just back fit, and he isn't fully fit for this game really. So he won't be starting for the first game today against Dagenham. Hopefully will be for the Bolton game afterwards. But I think with us missing Dander, it's been a real dampener on how you've been playing, and it's really affected how we've done. Hence the reason why we've only won one match in 5. We then played Leyton Orient away, and it was another draw, 1-1 once again. Very much an even game, could have gone either way, so a draw was a fair result. An Ike Ugbo goal in this one. And then this was the game which we did lose in the end. It was really annoying and very unlucky, really. It was a 2-1 away at Cambridge, who, say, at the time were in second place. Very good side, very strong team. They had already beaten us in the EFL Trophy this year already, so I wasn't overly surprised. But it was very annoying because we scored an own goal. They scored from a set piece. That was kind of all they really created. We then eventually got a goal back from Jamie Thomas in the 79th minute, and then Jamie had a penalty in the 93rd minute to equalise, and the keeper saved. So it's very frustrating. I was very annoyed after that, but at the end of the day, it didn't really matter that much. I mean, we're still miles ahead in the league, so it's not the end of the world. But then we played away at Macclesfield just now, when we annoyingly drew 1-0. I don't know how we didn't win this game. We completely dominated. Joel Senior scored first, then Macclesfield equalised, and then it finished 1-0. Very frustrating, really, all round. The past few games have been really annoying, but I'm hoping with the new additions in centre-back, it might help us out, especially defensively, because that's where we have been shipping a lot of goals lately. That's kind of been the main issue. In League 2, though, we are still sitting top. The gap between us and second place now, Wimbledon, there's only 9 points between us. So we need to just make sure we don't slip up too much, because that gap has closed from 14 points to now 9. But hopefully, as long as we win our games today, we can keep that gap nice and comfortable. But, of course, we have at least one very difficult game today, and then one game which is hopefully slightly easier. We're facing off at home to Dagenham Redbridge, who are very, very much league strugglers this year round, and then also at home to Bolton Wanderers, who are very much climbing the table very rapidly. So the Bolton game is definitely the game that could give us a lot of trouble if we're not careful. But in terms of the first game against Dagenham, in terms of how we're going to line up, it's very much full strength. It's Lewis Ward in net, who has got a slight knock, but I'm going to play him regardless. Dion Sanderson at right centre-back, Buddy Joel in the middle, with Lasana Abua and New Steining at left centre-back. Then Joel Senior at right-back, Danny Preston at left-back, Maddie Smith and Canas in midfield, with Cole Palmer just in front, as I say. As I've already said, Dan is not fully fit, so I don't want to risk him. It's then Martin Gillespie and Ike Ugbo up front. Gillespie isn't 100% fit, but I want to give Gillespie the game here. So that's how we're going to line up for this game. Let's get into it and see how we perform in our first match of this episode. So then let's submit our side and see how Dagenham line up against us. So of course Dagenham are really struggling in the league. They're going with a 4-3-3, very much a regular formation, which is quite nice to see. And I don't recognise any major names in there. You've got like Dean Parrott and Gribbin on the left there, but hopefully we can get the job done. Of course, they did beat us at the very beginning of the season. They're one of only 2 sides in the league to have beaten us this year, so we definitely need to get redemption against them this time around. We are at home, but for some reason we're in our purple kit. I've got no idea why we are, but let's see if we can get a nice start to this game and get ourselves settled in nice and early. That would be very good based on how we've been lately. It would be nice to actually get some early goals on the board, because we've barely scored in the first half at all in the last few games. But hang on, Gillespie's got it here. Come on, Martin. Martin Gillespie, get in there, Martin. Come on. Just as I'm saying about not having early goals, and we scored inside 5 minutes. Brilliant goal. A lot of good work there for Martin to do his man and then to put the ball into the bottom corner. I struggled with that recently, to be honest with you, Gillespie. He's been doing all the hard work, getting past the players, but then not finishing his chances. But it's good to see that he's finally done it there. It's his 8th goal of the season. He's not been amazing, has Gillespie, but he has looked good in kind of patches. I think if he can become a bit more consistent, Gillespie could become a very, very good player, especially at this level of football. And the fact also he's only, 19, I think, is Martin. He's very young, regardless. I'm going to say to lads to demand more. We're about half an hour in now. It's still 1-0. We haven't seen anything else since the goal itself. And to be honest, I'll be happy if we just kind of coast through to half-time at 1-0. It looks like that might be what's going to happen here, because there's no highlights currently, and it actually has happened. So we've gone in at half-time 1-0 up. We've seen one highlight all game, and it was a goal for us. So I'll take that. How are Cambridge doing? Cambridge are currently drawing 0-0. Be nice if that stays the same. I'm going to say to the lads to guard against complacency. Most of them seem to agree. I'm going to moan to Ugbo, because we haven't really seen anything from him. And the 3 centre-backs, I'm just going to say there's a lot more to come from you. But currently, looking pretty comfortable. The youngster, Lasana Abua, having a pretty decent game there at left centre-back. I mean, physically, he's struggling a little bit, so I might sub him off as the game goes on. I might bring on the other new signing, Lilian Brassier. In fact, actually, he's nervous, so I'm going to make that change. Let's bring on Lilian there. There we go. Get him on the pitch. So I have faith in him. And we're just going to leave it for the moment. Gillespie is struggling as well, because he has got a slight knock. I might sub him off. In fact, we'll see what happens at this highlight, actually, before I make that decision. Come on, lads. Let's get the ball here. That's Glatzel with it there. Come on. Johan Bar. Is that? No, it's not Johan Bar. But Johan Bar is a centre-back. I don't know who that is in net then for Dagenham. But it looks like it could actually be a Dagenham highlight here. Of course, this is only the second highlight of the game so far. I mean, 75 minutes in nearly. Oh, hang on. Canas has intercepted the ball. Ugbo now. Come on, Gillespie. Play it. Good ball. Cole Palmer, come on. Cole Palmer. Ah, it's gone wide. Okay, right. Let's take off Gillespie. We'll bring on Jamie Thomas. I'm probably going to bring on Jan Dander pretty soon because I want to give him some minutes, give him some more match fitness because he's just coming back from that relatively lengthy injury. Oh, hang on. Oh, Brassier, mate. You should have scored. That's a free header. Very, very poor from him then. I'm going to take... Oh, hang on. Let's just see what happens here. So I was about to bring on Dander. We'll just see what happens from this highlight. Canas with it now. He's still got the ball. Gone back to Brassier, the new signing. And he's lumped it up. Decent ball. Oh, not quite. It almost looked like he was going to work out that, but unfortunately didn't. Come on, let's get the ball off of him here. Come on, let's get a good interception, Canas. Come on, well done. Thomas, come on. Go out wide and cross it in. Come on, Jamie with it here. Jamie Thomas. He goes into Ugbo. I don't know really what's happening here. Can someone have a shot? Joel Senior, it's in. Come on. Come on. Right, let's make that change. I'm going to take off Matty Smith because he's looking apprehensive, etc. in terms of his body language. Going to swap Palmer over with Dander, and we'll give Dander the last 10 minutes here in attacking midfield. And it looks like we're about to see another highlight, a free kick for us. I don't know who's going to take it now. Matty Smith's off. It looks like it might be Jamie Thomas. It is. Come on, Jamie. Jamie Thomas. 3-0. Get in there. Come on. That's game over now. We can just relax. We really need that. Based on how we've been in the last 5 games or so, we really needed a comfortable performance because we've been so just indifferent. We really have. Just slipping up. We look like a team who got a little bit complacent. We really did. The fact that we were so far ahead and stuff like that, it looked like a little bit of complacency has kind of slipped in. That this performance here is brilliant to see. And it looks like we may have got lucky because I think Cambridge may have dropped points as well. I'm going to say to the lads, well done. That was a good win. They all agree. They all look very happy there. And I'll just have a look and see how Cambridge got on. They did indeed draw. So the gap is once again back to 11 points. That's fantastic. But of course, that was the quote-unquote easier game. We now have to face off against Bolton, who are in a playoff position. It's not an easy game at all. They've got a very, very strong squad. So I will see you in a second then for that Bolton match. So we're now here ready for the Bolton game, our second game of the episode. And the team has had a couple of changes put into it. So in terms of in net and the back three, in terms of our centre-backs, they're exactly the same. It's Lewis Ward, Sanderson, Buddy Joel and Lasana Abua, the youngster once again. It's then Joel Senior at right back with Sam McCallum now at left back. And in midfield, I've made a couple of small changes. Cole Palmer has dropped slightly deeper into the Mazzala role, and it's alongside Maddie Smith now. Canas has dropped to the bench, and Jan Dander has come back into the first team. I'm going to start him. I'm going to risk him and see how he gets on. It's then still Gillespie and Ugbo up front, though, for this match. So that's how I'm lining up for this game. Let's see if we can beat Bolton in what is arguably the tougher of the 2 games today. So let's submit our side then and see how Bolton line up for this game. Now, the last time we played Bolton, I think we beat them 3-0 in the away game. They're going with a narrow 4-1-2-1-2. Not a formation you see that often, but I have to see how they get on. I know Brockbank is normally a centre-back, so it might be worth us targeting that full-back position. He's a very good player, but he's not a full-back. So interested to see that they're going with him out there at right-back. I'm going to say to the lads, though, that I expect nothing but a win. We are at home, and even though Bolton are a strong side, we should be getting the job done. We smashed them in the first game, as I say, when we played them, so I want to see a similar result here today. We're in the Yam and Black. We're now at home. Let's see how we get on. I'm going to actually say straight away to go wider. I think it makes sense for us to try and do that, considering the fact they're playing such a narrow formation here at Bolton. So it's Dander with it there after the youngster Abua won that header. Of course, as I say, he's very tall, he's very good in the air, so hopefully he can kind of replicate the role that McGuinness did. That obviously he has left since going to Doncaster, and we'll have to see quite how he does for us in the team. He's looked pretty decent, to be fair to him, since he's come in. He's not been outstanding, but he's coming up from Curzon Ashton, and they are in the Vanarama South, I believe, so he's coming up 2 divisions to come and play for us. And I don't really understand how on earth he stayed at Curzon Ashton for so long. But we got him for essentially the compensation fee because we got him on a free transfer because obviously he's under, is it 23 years of age where you have to pay the compensation fee to the clubs. So the fact he's made that switch, he's come up 2 divisions and he's settled in pretty quickly, I'm very happy with that. We've got McCallum here with the ball, out to Ike Ugbo. Come on, get it back to McCallum. Oh, he's gone for the cross anyway. Joel Senior with another goal. It's his 7th of the season. I don't know why he's scoring so many goals for us. It's like his 5th goal in about 5 games. But come on, we 1-0 up at home to Bolton. Very good play. We just kept switching the play there. And the fact that their fullbacks are so deep, especially for that Harry Brockbank, the right back who I mentioned, it works really well, it would seem. Very, very good. Get in there. I'm actually going to say to us to focus play down the left, because the fact that he is going to be so out of position, it makes sense for us to do so. I can occasionally do or try and do tactics, just not very often. Me and tactics aren't often very good, but I'm going to try in this game anyway to actually utilise kind of how much I actually know about the game and stuff, and how much I know about the opposition team. So we'll try and utilise that there. We got it out to McCallum again on this left side. Ugbo, oh, you should be scoring that, Ike. Ike has been struggling a little bit, really. He's been doing pretty well with his assists in this season, but his goal tally is pretty low. To be fair, from all of our strikers, that all the goals have been kind of getting shared around. There's not been one standout up front, to be fair, actually, saying that. But yeah, Ike, I'd say he's definitely having the weaker season of the lot, at least in my opinion anyway. Sanderson with the ball here. Is it going to be in the highlight? It certainly is. We're dominating the game in the opening 10 minutes. So far, Bolton without a single shot. We're having all of the chances in front of net. And I'm very, very happy with how he started. Matty Smith with a corner here to Lasana Bowie. Didn't win that in the end. And Cole Palmer puts the ball just over the net, unfortunately. Just thought I'd mention, guys, by the way, while this is all going on, just last week I released a brand new experiment video which looks at Gareth Bale's return to the Premier League. Because, of course, he only returned to the Prem, what was it now, about 2 weeks ago, a week ago in real life. So I've done a simulation in Football Manager to see essentially what FM20 reckons will happen with Bale being back at Spurs. So if you're interested in that, there's a link right above me for you to take a look at. So feel free to click on that and have a look at the video. And Ike Ugbo has just scored. Get in there, Ike. Just after I was saying earlier about him not performing particularly brilliantly, he's gone and put the ball in the back of the net. Well done there, son. And as I was saying though, guys, if you are interested in that video, just take a look. There'll be a link to it at the end of the video as well if you do want to view it afterwards as well. Lovely goal there, Ike. And looks like we're going to be going to half-time at 2-0 up. Fantastic job. Really good to see. Going to say to the lads that I'm very happy with the way things are going. Keep it up. They all look pleased with that. That is brilliant from us. I'm wondering if we make any changes early on or not. If we kind of just keep the team ticking over. It might be worth doing that for a little bit, to be honest. We're playing so comfortably. I don't really see the need to switch anything up. Unless Bolton go and score here. Brown with it, he's put it wide. It wasn't really that threatening of a chance, to be totally honest. But it looks like it's being a very comfortable pair of games, which is weird. Hang on, Ugbo just over it. But it's weird considering how poor we had been in the run-up to these games. Maybe the changes at the back for us has kind of helped settle the team a little bit more, maybe. It's difficult to really tell. Because there's no real change going forward, but yet we're now scoring more goals once again. So I really don't know what would have changed to really cause that effect. I'm going to make a change straight after this highlight. I'm not going to do it before. I'm going to see what happens. Definitely going to take off Joel Senior because I saw he was knackered at right back. And oh my days, that was very close to going in. Joel Senior though can come off for Swanson. I'm going to take off the youngster Abua as well. He's booked. We'll bring on Stefan O'Connor. That's all we'll do for the moment. And we'll make another change in a few minutes. Do a little bit of a time-wasty sub. I might bring on the Belgian. Who do I take him off for? Yeah, let's bring him on. I'll take off Cole Palmer, bring the Belgian on. I'll give Jan down to the whole game. He's looking pretty fit, so we'll do that. Hopefully we can now see the game out. It's going very well, this match. It really is. Going better than how I thought it would, to be totally honest. Well, hang on. Cole Palmer, what are you going to do with it, son? He's put it onto his left. He's a left-footed player, but if he'd hit that on his right, he could have had a chance to score then. Sadly, he didn't. O'Connor with the ball here, though. He's gone back to the keeper. Hopefully that should be nice and safe. Now, Lewis, please don't give it away. Thank you. I was going to say, please don't do a Kepa because no one wants to see anything like that. And I cannot believe what he did for Chelsea on last weekend. That ridiculous goal he conceded. So poor. But Zach Swanson, hang on. Oh, dearie me. Well done there, Zach. Very good effort. Good save from the goalkeeper. Hopefully, though, that is... Oh, no. I hope that's the end. That'll be the end of the game. But... not yet. There's still time, and Bolton have a chance here. Get the ball out of the box, please. Oh, no, it's ricocheting everywhere. Get rid of it, Dante. He has done. Ugbo, come on, 1 against 1. Come on. Ike Ugbo. It's Ugbo. Oh, Ugbo still. No, I don't think. No, I think that's probably it, isn't it? Unless Swanson can get it. No, you're probably offside, aren't you, Ugbo? No, apparently not. Right, I'm going to say to us to go cautious. Going to say to us to start wasting time. We'll go like this, I think. Hopefully this will see the game out now. Still, the highlight is continuing. I don't know if we're actually going to see something from this or if it's just FM being FM. I do not know. Come on, Maddie Smith's corner. O'Connor, I've got no idea how that didn't cross the line. no idea. The keeper kind of like fumbled it and it somehow rolled across the line basically. But it looks like that's going to be game over. It certainly is. Really, really good performance. Really well done there, lads. Passionately, very nice victory. A really good pair of games from us there today. Really well done from us. Keeps us firmly in first place. We're still 11 points clear of Cambridge. Very, very well done. Let's just take a look at our schedule and we'll find out what we're going to come back for next episode. I'm thinking, to be totally honest with you guys, that we'll probably play through the majority of February and come back for the very last game of the month, because we have a very difficult game when we have to go away to AFC Wimbledon, who are currently in third place. It's going to be a massive game that, and I think it makes sense for us to come back to that, especially the fact that after that Wimbledon game is when we take Gillingham back to the Gallagher in the local derby once again. So next episode will be a pretty difficult and very much vital doubleheader against title-chasing AFC Wimbledon and local rivals Gillingham. So then guys, that just about wraps up today's episode. Considering how we've been in the previous games before today's episode, I am very, very chuffed with how we've performed. 2 really good performances from the lads, 2 really good wins, and they keep us very much firmly on top of League 2 once again. Of course, we've got some new lads in the team and we've had to say goodbye to what was a fan favourite and really a goal-scoring machine in Mark McGuinness, the centre-back. Sadly, we needed the money, so we couldn't really say no. But hopefully the new lads in Brassier and Bua can do a good job for us. Now, of course, guys, if you did enjoy today's episode, please do chuck a like on it. It really does help the channel out. And if you are looking forward to seeing any more of the Stones Rollin Up series, then don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with everything here on the channel. Of course, as I mentioned earlier on in the episode, if you do want to take a look at that Gareth Bale video, there should be a link coming up next to me in a few moments. And in terms, obviously, of the transfer window, it's not fully closed yet for us with Maidstone. So if you do have any ideas for any other players or any other positions we should look to strengthen, then do let me know down in the comment section below. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again next time.